All right, if everybody's good, we'll go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming and welcome to San Diego Police Department headquarters. Today, I'm glad to be joined by Mayor Todd Gloria to announce the 2022 annual crime statistics. San Diego consistently ranks amongst the safest big cities, and this year is no different. Today, I'm proud to report that we saw a decrease in overall crime in 2022 by 7.5%. While that is good, we are still seeing an increase in some categories, and we must remain vigilant. Here's the stats I want to talk about, specifically violent crime. This includes murder, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. Overall, the violent crime category is up 2.9%. Here's some good news. Murders are down 10.5%. Rape is down 13%. Robberies, unfortunately, are up 18.4%. And one of the categories that I'm very concerned about that includes this is armed pedestrian robberies and carjackings. With those numbers I just mentioned, San Diego continues to maintain one of the lowest violent crime rates amongst the 10 large cities in America. Now we'll discuss property crime. This includes burglary, theft, and vehicle theft. This is down 9.7%, with theft being down 14.9% and burglary being down 4.5%. Vehicle theft, we saw a slight increase in vehicle theft of a 2.6% increase. Other great news, hate crimes decreased by 17.4%, and crimes committed by gang members decreased 17%, and the number of documented gang members decreased by 20%. San Diego's, also great news, San Diego's crime case clearance rate increased in 2022, including we saw a 5% increase in the clearance rate for murder. I believe the rate that we discussed is 80%, but it's now up to 84% because initially when we put the 80% out there, we have solved 2 additional murders to bring that rate up to 84%. Here's what we have done as San Diego Police Department and the city to address crime. We are focused on intelligence-led policing. We continue to engage with our communities. Our teams have recovered 2,481 illegal guns, with 383 of those being ghost guns. We're continually doing joint operations with our state, local, and federal partners, and some of those is Operation Mic Drop, that to seize drug sales, EBT, food card fraud, and illegal activity. Scrap Busters was also addressed illegal activity by gang members. Operation Red Ryder, and recently Operation Better Pathways to combat human trafficking and sexual exploitation. We are also continuing to put resources in areas where we see high rates of violence. In conclusion, despite the challenges facing San Diego PD last year, San Diego PD officers, investigators, and our support staff were dedicated and continue to be dedicated to protecting our city. San Diego remains one of the safest big cities in the nation, and we can never take that for granted. And San Diego PD will continually focus on prevention methods, proactive prevention methods to address crime and prevent crime before it happens. As always, we need everyone's help in these efforts. If you see or suspect criminal activity, please let us know. If you have information about a crime, please speak to one of our officers. And lastly, if you see something, please say something. And with that, I would like to turn it over to our Mayor, Todd Gloria. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning, everyone. I want to thank our police chief for that overview of where we're at on crime in San Diego, as well as for leading this department through particularly difficult times, specifically through a pandemic and other multiple issues. His leadership is getting results, and that's what we're proud to report today. As mayor, I've been very clear. Lawlessness will never rule the day in our city. And that's not just a proclamation or a statement. We're backing that up today with action that translates into the announcement of the crime stats that were provided. Overall, crime is down in our city, with the most violent crimes, homicide and rape, down sharply in San Diego. I want to remind folks that through all of our budgets that we've proposed, we have fully funded our police department, and the budget that we proposed last Friday will continue to do the same. We're ensuring that they get the resources that translates to your neighborhood staying safe, protecting yourself and your family. I want to point out that in addition to fully funding our police department, we have also done a multitude of things that I think help contribute to the good news we're sharing today. Investments in community-based violence disruption and gang intervention programs, investments in park activation and security, intentional efforts like our Employ and Empower program, which is putting hundreds of local at-risk youth to work in paid positions, letting them see a better life and better pathways. Public Wi-Fi systems that gives people the opportunity to tear down the digital divide and again be more successful in school. And other community-based programs that help individuals, again, particularly our young people, to make better choices going forward. We are continuing to direct resources to ensure that our police officers can be even more effective in keeping neighborhoods safe. We have focused on recruitment and retention of officers amid a nationwide staffing shortage that has affected our police department as well as every other mayor's police department that I talked to. We've upped the city's budget for recruitment and retention by bringing officer pay in line with other regional agencies, recruitment bonuses, and other measures to attract officers to come work at America's finest police department. And this also includes our innovative child care facility that will offer subsidized child care that accommodates the non-traditional work hours of our police officers in partnership with the San Diego Police Officers Association. In the budget that I've proposed in the coming year, we're adding 10 police investigative service officers as well as 11 other civilian positions to our police department. These employees will take on the office-based and other administrative duties currently done by sworn police officers and free them up to respond to calls for service in neighborhoods all across the city of San Diego. We're also including in this budget proposal $4 million to reestablish our smart streetlight program under our recently adopted privacy ordinance that will allow our officers to more swiftly respond to crimes by investigating crimes and major collisions involving fatal or serious injuries. Finally, we're further supporting our law enforcement efforts by deploying $4.4 million in opioid settlement funds to help our officers address the fentanyl crisis. More needs to be done there. We can talk about more on that if you'd like. Among the things that those funds will be used for is the $2.7 million into harm reduction and safe haven shelters to help get unsheltered people with substance use disorder off of our street and give them a chance to turn their lives around. All told, we are ensuring the safety of our community. It's the most paramount thing that we do at the city, and I'm proud as mayor that our department is getting it done. Our law enforcement in San Diego is second to none, and these stats show that. We will continue to do everything it takes. We'll do everything we need to do to make sure San Diego remains one of America's biggest cities. And the last thing I just want to say to every member of the San Diego Police Department, from our patrol officers to our detectives, investigators, lieutenants, captains, all the way up to the chief himself, anyone pushing a patrol car, answering a phone call, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work that you do that has resulted in this good news today. You have my respect and my admiration, and I ask you to keep at it. And we will do everything we can to make sure that as you have our backs, we will have yours, in making sure that we, again, stay the safest big city in America. So thank you all very much for letting me share those thoughts, and Chief and I are here to answer questions.